Welcome to another week of Living a Rich Life. I am your host, Rich James. Here on Living a Rich Life talk show, we inform, inspire, and encourage each other to live the principles of Living a Rich Life Network. Those principles are good health, strong relationships, financial freedom, goals and achievement, extraordinary experiences, and philanthropy. We all have a story to tell, and today's guests are no different. With that being said, let's talk about it. Our first guest, his mission is to inspire and create connectivity with each child that he touches at least once a day. He want to reach out and touch the youth at least once a day, and that's something phenomenal, and not just to children, but to inspire others. So please welcome author, poet, rapper, model, and motivational speaker, Demarco Polk, AKA Uncle Marco. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me on the show. I'm excited to be here, and I really love what you guys stand for here. So it's just a no-brainer to be a part of what you guys got going on here, and I'm excited to work with you guys.
All right. Well, we appreciate it because Be Exposed Radio, that's what we do. In the name itself, we in a good way. We exposed, and we like to have folks come on, tell their stories, and again, a few things that we'll get into, give you an opportunity to share the world and tell your story. Does that sound like a plan?
Hey man, I'm here for it.
All right, definitely. So first and foremost, author, poet, rapper, model, motivational speaker.
Yes, sir.
A lot of hats to wear. Tell us who Demarco Polk is.
Okay, well, I'm a middle child of 7, lucky Libra, so that's where a lot of my creativity comes from. That in-home environment, seeing so many different people, so many different personalities, and that just kind of weighed on me. So I've always seen myself doing one thing with one brother or another thing with another sister. So I've created so many different personalities where though I can, be out in the world and just be very diverse. Anywhere I go, I just fit in right there, and it pours out the great parts of me. So I just realized, oh man, I'm supposed to be modeling. I didn't know this. Oh man, I'm good with words. I didn't know this, but certain places pulled that out of me. And I said, you know what? It's the reason that God gave me these talents. He gave me these abilities. You know what I mean? He put it in my spirit. It was divine. I said, okay, I'm sticking with it. I'm not going to drop it for another thing. God just keep putting things in my basket. So I'm super grateful for that. And like I said, man, I think just saying a lot of different things has created this multi-purpose type of individual. You know what I mean?
Okay, absolutely. So let's touch on the first thing, author, because that's how we actually engage. So you know, I don't know how many books you've put out, but what I gravitated towards you with your book called Uncle Marco and the Rainy Day, right? So first and foremost, what inspired you to start writing?
Okay, so I was always like a writer when I was younger. I think it was something like to just use my imagination for when I was younger. It really had no purpose at the time when I was younger, just like little stories and stuff like that. Really had no true angle, no real purpose. I was releasing. As I got older, teenage years, you go through those phases where, you're one of those cool guys, and that's using my writing ability to make music. So I was in that phase for years, but I always realized that the content that I was writing was like, bro, that's not what rappers write about. You know what I mean? This is not that. You know what I mean? So over time, I said, okay, I started working with children, and I had this immediately, it was an impact that I've never felt to give someone and for someone to give to me and not be aware of it. It wasn't intentional. It was just like, oh, I'm here to work. And the kids I'm just here because I go to school here, but I think we both did something to each other. And I went home and I said, man, what can I really do to really make this thing full circle, use my talent and use how I can make impact it was effortless making impact. So it's like, why not make effort and utilize the tools that God gave you? So that's what put me in my first position to write children's books. And from there, it was like, I'm not looking back. This is what I'm doing.
Okay. So again, this was the book that actually we connected. So what's the key theme and or message in this book? And again, folks that's just tuning in, talking to Demarco, Polk, Uncle Marco, author, poet, rapper. Tell us what was the key theme and message in the book, those that are just tuning in?
So with the backstory on Uncle Marco in a rainy day, like this is, everything is truly inspired from real life experiences and situations. I was watching my nephew, and his mom's at work, his dad's at work, and I'm like, hey man, just chilling around the house. I'm like, what you want to be when you get older? He's like, I want to work in a warehouse like my dad. And I'm like, I don't think that's it. You know what I mean? I think you got something else inside of you, and in that moment, I just grasped like, wow. When I was young, I thought like I wanted to be the president. I wanted to be a football player. Like, I wanted to be like Will Smith, like, things of that nature.
Okay.
I think that nowadays kids have such, they've been influenced so much by reality sometimes that now the dreams is kind of imagination is now being snatched from them. They don't actually think about big. They think, right, what's in arm's reach? That's the real dream. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the message with this one was to, one, get kids to think bigger. See yourself as a doctor, or see yourself as a chef or a teacher. You know what I mean? Something that they see on a day-to-day basis, but actually see themselves as that on a day-to-day basis. So that was something I really wanted to do with this book, and I really cultivated it. And I feel like a lot of young children, they read it, and I talk to them again. I talk to their parents, and they like, well, now my son wants to be a gymnast now. He's just flipping around the house. So it shows that once you show like some direction a little bit, just show them like, hey, you ever think about just expose them to certain things, and that may open up the rest of their life right in front of your eyes. You know what I mean? So I just feel like that's very important. So that's what Uncle Marco on a rainy day was all about.
That's, I got to say something here.
Yeah.
The fact that, your examples of what they can do as a child.
Yeah.
I love the sense of, you don't have to be a professional basketball player, football player. I mean, if you want those things, but there's so much more, especially as an African-American man, that we are capable of doing. So I love the examples that you gave. They're not the norm. And that's just a beautiful thing. Personal question, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Do you have any children?
I have no children at all. No children at all.
Yeah, no children. Okay, so it's your nephew that is really influenced, and you wrote this. Now, is this your first book?
My first, actually called Roxy the Baltimore Bully.
Okay.
This is Roxy the Baltimore Bully. This is my first book ever. All my artists, dear to my heart. I love them all. But this right here, I feel like all culture was kind of put into just something very, very gentle for children. And I think, have you ever watched a show and you watch it and you enjoy it when you're younger, and then you get older and then you go look back at it and you was like, this was the message here.
Right.
So I feel like that was that's the sense and the vibe that I got from that project, and a couple people that I put it in their hands, they thought back, they said, man, you were actually onto something with this one. And I say that because Roxy the Baltimore Bully is about, this big black dog that, everybody is just afraid of and just thinks the worst of, just outlandish things about the dog. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And in all actuality, once you really get to know the individual, you really get to know the dog, you'll see that the dog is much like yourself. The dog is very similar, very gentle, very he gets afraid. He has dreams, you know what I mean? He has things that he's uncomfortable with, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's the thing that we need our children to understand. One thing that they see, and it's one thing to be truth. You can see one thing, but what you see may not be the truth.
Facts.
What you may hear from others about this one thing, about this one person, may not be the truth. You know, so I think not judging a book by its cover was the message with this one, and it really resonated with me because I feel like, you know, like you said again, as a African American young man in his 20s, you know what I mean? Like, some days you can catch me, you know, dressed to the T, but then there's other days you might catch me with a sweatsuit and the 990s on, and you don't know who I am. You don't. Oh, that's not a poet. That's not an author. That's not someone that's trying to impact the community. You know, but if you judge my book, you won't actually know what's inside of me. You wouldn't know, you know what I mean? So that's one that I really wanted to put out there, you know, for Black men, for the Black culture. They hear our voice, they think we're loud, they get intimidated, just in the corporate field. It's any way you want to go, you know what I mean? But if you think about it, you go home to your family, you're a man, you're a husband, you're a dad, you're like, yo, I had stressful days. Some days I don't feel, am I protecting enough? You know, we still, you know, we still have something inside of here. You know, we still have something inside of here. So I think that's something to put in front of children early so they can know oneself.
So share with the audience, our viewers that are watching and listening at this point in time, how can they get in touch with you before we move on? Because I want to get into the poet section of Polk. How can they get a hold of your books, your writings? As we talk about the author aspect, how can they get a hold of your writing?
Go on Amazon. You can go on Amazon, type up Demarco, Polk, Roxy the Baltimore Bully, everything will pop up. You can order it on Amazon, or you can contact me directly. I do shipping, handling, all of that. That's definitely if you want your book signed, because I know a lot of people, they're like, I want your signature in this. Don't give me no book. Hey, what you tell me? Hey, I want the signature. You know what I mean? So if you want the signature, that's no problem. That's no problem. Contact me personally. You can hit me up on Instagram at @thisreallymarco. That's THIS, really, Marco like Polo. On Facebook, you can find me at Marco X Malcolm X. Like one word. Marco X is one word. Malcolm X is another word. Creation. Yeah, so that's where they can find me at. And I have a lot more content to come. I'm actually working on some I'm really excited about this. I'll save it for later. Let's continue.
All right. So so as we move from the author piece, so you have written a couple of books. You focus on children books. Let's talk about the poet.
Yeah.
Tell us in terms of your poetry, and you do know if you say that, we're going to ask you to spit something.
Hey, I mean, I stay, gotta get ready. So.
That's what I like to hear. So tell us about what you have going on from the poetic aspect of things, and then we'll lead into you spitting a little something for us.
Okay, so again, like I was saying about being a published author with the children's books, it started off, like I said, again with music. Music was like besides football, everybody had that football backyard first love, but music was that thing that really I woke up and wanted to do. I went to sleep and wanted to do it, you know. And again, I said, there were certain things I would write and talk about. It was like, that's cool, but that's not what they want to dance to. They want to be out their mind, Marco, you know. So you gotta be more intentional with your writing, you know. So I recently said, you know what, I'm gonna really stay locked into this poetry bag and maximize everything. So I just was going to all the poetry spots all over the city, just killing the game, you know, just making my impact, letting people know who I was, making my face sing. One thing that I can say about my poetry that I want people to know is that I work really hard to be, and it's not even really work because it's not on me, it's in me, you know?
Right. When you're doing something that you love, it doesn't really seem like work. I mean,
it don't work, you know, but when you want to be a professional, you want to be great, sometimes you can play things by such a tight, strict book that sometimes you lose your creativity within it, you know? So I've been working really hard to still keep my personality, still implement my humor, still implement who I am and my essence in my body of work, not only just pushing out a message, you know what I mean? Because the message is what it is for, you know? But I also they still need to hear a messenger inside of the message. So I work really hard with that as a poet, and you know, I love it, man. This is what I really love to do, and I
So
also
tell us. So give us something. Give us something now, because again, this is Be Exposed Radio.
okay. Let's get it.
You got some viewers again.
Let's get it.
Watching and listening.
Yeah, let's get
Ladies
into
and gentlemen, we have Demarco Polk giving us one of his poems. Go for it.
I said, I call my power back from all corners, people, and situations that's been draining me consciously or unconsciously, intentionally or unintentionally. Energy vampires die of thirst in every realm and lifetime. I cut communication and soul ties, those same ties that was tying me down. I don't need an anchor, helium, lift me up. If your love ain't loud, fentanyl, or dope don't hit me up. For these words, I am true. I'm an angel, a conduit, but don't take my kindness for weakness. Narcissistic leeches trying to convince me that I need them. I say no mas no more, no longer style you steal my joy. I terminate termites, turn all that I work for. So I said I'm blessed and favored in infinite dimensions. So any thought, action, or weapon formed against me shall diminish.
Okay.
That's right. Yes.
All right. So what else you got going on in the poetic fronts?
Okay.
Next?
So I'm also so I've actually taken a step back from just being like a writer and a performer.
Okay.
And now I'm actually hosting and throwing my own poetry events. So I'm always just out picking up new talent, in the mix, learning, studying, working on my craft, watching old hosts from back in the day. So I'm doing a lot of hosting. So my place is called The Sanctuary. The Sanctuary, and my next event is February 11th. 1329 West Baltimore Street. It's right off of like Martin Luther King and Baltimore Street. Very vibrant energy, It's all about the type of people that come out. I don't like certain, it's a certain type of environment that we create where we can be safe, we can be our true self, we can feel comfortable, we can know as strangers. I'm talking stranger to stranger.
Right.
This is the culture that I'm trying to create in Baltimore City. And that's not, I'm not trying to create, I'm creating it. It's getting done.
How do you come up with, when it comes to, because I'm no poet, I'm no author.
Okay.
Even the titles of your books, some of your writing, is that based on life experiences? What is that based on? Let me not even answer the question. What is that based on?
I would say that it's a multitude of things, because you have life experiences that you're like, oh man, I need to go home and just like debrief from that, but it sit on you, it weigh on you so much that it can come out in your craft, it can come in your work, but then also there's inspiration where, I can be online and just doing research and read something or stumble across like somebody that nobody's ever heard of, but he's doing all the work. This man's like, like I was on the Nipsey Hussle wave before Nipsey Hussle died, before anybody really knew. And I'm like, yo, this guy's doing it. Like, he's really a changed man, growing man. Like, even in his young stages, you heard it in his spirit young, but as he became an older man, a wiser man, a father, it was something different. You know what I mean? So I can see things like that on a day-to-day situation where it may inspire me and it trigger me to go write some stuff. Or I have this one poem. I'll give you this poem as well. Everyone loves this poem. And this was inspired by real, true, friends and the environment and what it really looks like, So this poem is called Dummy, right? It's called from Baltimore. If you know anybody from Baltimore, and even if you've been around anybody from Baltimore, you may hear somebody like, hey, what's up, Dummy? What's going on, Dummy? Like,
so let's talk. Before you get into it, so the poem's called Dummy. I'm interested to hear that, because that just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I'm a native New Yorker. I've been in Baltimore for quite some time, and I just don't see anything flattering or respectful of just calling someone walking up and, hey, what up, dummy? There's nothing.
So this is a little piece that's dear to my heart.
Okay, go for it.
I said, starting my day vibrating high, if I'm being blunt. to get the heart chakra pumping. I thought I'd go for a run. Mid-stride, I get a call from he said, what it is. That dummy ain't quite dead yet. And dummy still got the 30 and he ain't worried because he the biggest threat. And dummy led by the lead, which led to his biggest check. And dummy just dropped his mixtape and he know I'm bumping that. So for his dummy head, shoot you from your leg to your arm to your head and you know the rest. But let's stay present. It's the greeting for me. No, for real, we politicking, boss. It's a meeting to me. We act really stimulating. I know you feel the algorithm when you say it is contagious. I get frustrated on occasions because I still be on some bullshit. Like Jordan on his last dance shit. I get the ranting on some Durant shit. Ali won't fight the white man war unless it's Black Pantherish. I had to dumb it down. I had to go caveman on him. I said, bro, best talk bad about self. He said, what? I said, best talk bad about self. He said, bro, you out here talking crazy. I said, no, you out here talking crazy. Out here talking down on self. Duality aside, and when things fall apart, I would ask, is you dumb, rather boys, you smart, word bending, I'm shape shifting, it's a work of art, articulating my understanding, painting a picture vividly where we are. We was on Potley Grove and Riggs, right there by the corner store. It was me, Reek, Freaky, and Wichita. Freaky said, hey, dummy, y'all want to go to the mall? I said, yo, we got to talk about this, y'all. Like, how I'm your man's a real friend, but you refer to me in this sense as a dummy. The one that'll get the clothes off of his back, and when you stress, play the role as your therapist, the one you too tough to get, while we trauma bond off of lipsticks and twigs. And as I was elaborating on that deep illusion, Freaky button and said, man, you geeking stupid. And at this point of the conversation, I'm just tired of struggling. Reek come in like, dummy, I think Marco warned us something. Maybe using positive words can make adjustments. It's like the same adrenaline that I get from hustling. To go to the mall and ask my girl what she want on, she don't need for nothing. Using words that's low vibrations, constantly consuming false information, keeps us trapped and chained to the trap where we train for our final destination. And there'll be obituary saying, congratulations, to the trap where we train for our final destination. Congratulations, welcome to heaven, young king. Life boomerang on us, crown on my shoulder, expose your biggest secret. She pulled me in closer. She said, Marco, he was dumbing himself down for y'all love. To gain respect and support, he was in the mirroring a thug. Outside, he was ratchet, what a ratchet. But inside, he was exhausted and shattered and battered because at the tender age of 7, he created this false reality that he didn't matter. So I'm here to tell you that you matter. The way you think about yourself matter. The way you talk about yourself matter. And to get the heart chakra pumping, I think you should go for a run. And next time you call my phone, think twice before calling me dumb. Ignorance is bliss, but I promise you can't miss this one. Internally and externally, there's work to be done. Let's get it done.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay. I kind of like that. That was long, but I like that. Because that word dummy just that threw me for a loop a couple of times. So,
yeah, no, it's something inside of the culture, something that, you know, when you're just programmed, you know, you find beauty in the craziest things, you know.
Let me ask you, so where do you draw your inspiration from day in and day out? Right? It has to come from somewhere.
Let me tell you this. I give you some super duper fresh. Because this is stuff that I journal about right here. You know what I mean? I'm in the journal.
So you journal?
Yes. Anybody watching, please, you need to get your journal. You need to do this daily, whether it's every morning, every night, whether you just jot a line down throughout the day. You'll be surprised. You'll go back and look like, dang, I said this at 1 o'clock. I came back at 4 and then 7 and at 9 before I laid down. That's some good stuff on my mind, you know. So
that's interesting. Because sometimes, again, as an African-American man, and then when you think of journaling, sometimes folks think about just females journaling.
Yeah. And honestly, I like to be a true advocate for therapy, for mental health, for journaling. Whatever it takes to be your best self, that's what you need best do as a man. Because If you're the best version of yourself as a man, you're the best version of yourself for your community. You're your best self for your family, for your kids, for the ones closest to you, for your job. Like everything is going to be in line. If you're doing what you need to do, you're going to be able to take care of everything else. So, but if you don't have it up right here, everything else around you is going to be chaos. You know what I mean? So mental health, very, 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 very serious. Like,
how often, Demarco, how often do you write? Do you typically write every day outside of the journaling? Outside of journaling,
I would say I write as much as God allows me to write. So there's days where I can write for hours. There's days where I may be only able to journal. I can go work on some poetry and not like none of the poetry I come up with.
Okay.
Self-help book right now that I'm like super excited about. Stay tuned for that. Self-help book coming real soon. It's called Fool's Gold. Stay out for that. You know what I mean? Listen, Fool's Gold is a real thing. One thing that you may think is gold ain't really gold. You know? So come, I'm gonna tell y'all, I got some gems that I'm working on. But like I said, I could be writing, and some days I just don't feel connected to the thing that, you know, that I'm jotting down. As an artist and an author, it's very important to feel connected to what you produce. You know, it's like, I mean, I don't have kids, so I can, but watch this. It's like your own children. You gotta be connected to the things you produce. You know what I
mean? Right. No, that's a fact. That's definitely a fact.
It's real. You know what I mean? I can write something, go back to it, and still feel connected to it. And I wrote it 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, wow. You know what I mean? So that's super important. So I would say I write as much as God allows me to, whatever He brings to me, and I feel that is meant to be kept and is meant to be, you know, honored. Then, you know, I'm gonna do
shared.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, this is a lot different from us having a conversation out and about. So I appreciate you taking the time. Do you have a favorite author?
Favorite author. Can I give you some favorite books?
Favorite books? That works. That works too. What are you reading now? Are you actually reading something now? What are you reading now?
This is funny. This is going to be funny, but I'm reading 2 books. I'm reading 3 books right now, but I have 2 on me that I can really give to you. But I'm reading this one because I just went back and really started of like patterns as you know, being a single male, you know, on the market, doing my thing, you know what I mean? From being in a 5-year relationship and being single for 3 years, I've seen a lot of different things in them, and I've seen a lot of things in myself. Okay. You know, some that I can say, that's something to be mindful of moving forward. And some things like, I'm not really proud that I was even involved with that. I'm proud how I handle certain situations. So I'm actually reading 2 books, and these are throwback books to me because my mom actually wrote these books, right? That's the crazy part. So my mom wrote them. Selena Polk, this is How to Please Your Queen, right?
Oh, so your mother's an author also.
So this is, the mom is the Mecca. You feel me? The mom is the Mecca. You know what I mean? So my mom,
as I like to say, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I will, hey, honor thou mother, thou father, thou day shall be longer. You know? But she's a wonderful woman, does a lot of hard work. She's still writing to this day, but she's actually working on film. She's actually about to drop her 2nd movie. It's called Life of Sweet Mandisi. So I'm always inspired by her every day, you know what I mean? But I think she wrote these books when I was young, I think about, I didn't know anything about being a king or even possessing a queen, you know? So life where I'm actually reflecting on that. But in my spare time, I'm reading like Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay. Good book.
Rich, like those are the things that like really stimulate my mind and make me think about the world and how I should produce and you know, place myself in this world at times, business-wise.
So this is interesting. That's because you say your mother's an author, so the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
You ever think about co-authoring a book with your mother? Is that discussed?
I actually have, because
Okay.
I've had so many different, like, because like I said, she's working on movies and stuff now. So everything is filmed to her now. Like everything is on the screen.
Okay.
You know, like even her sitting in front of the TV, she's actually studying. She's not even just enjoying TV no more. She's at work right now. You know what I mean? So, but I definitely thought about doing something with her, because I think the way that her mind works, she knows how to, as a writer, she knows how to build that climax and take you on that roller coaster, have you on the edge of your seat, and that's what reading words is all about. It's actually like pulling at your subconscious, your conscious with like words. You're not even talking sometimes when you're reading, half the time when you're reading, you know what I mean? Like you're just
right. You're just sitting there taking it in. Absolutely. So I want to break it up a little bit and have a little fun with you. Something that I like to do often with my guests.
Okay.
So something either or. It's called either or. I'm going to give you two options.
Okay.
And again, it's kind of related to who you are as a person, as an individual, right?
All right, that's cool.
So either or, movie or book.
Is this for me to enjoy, or are you saying for me to produce? What's the question?
Well, you can take it both ways. For you to enjoy.
For me to enjoy, probably a book.
Probably a book. Okay. And then, I mean, I would assume that, a movie or book, those probably both those things could work. Okay.
Right. Yes, sir.
All right. Now, social media or a book?
Definitely a book, but I gotta do my business. Gotta take care of my business now, So I'm all about balance. So I make a balance for both. So you may hear a lot of balanced answers, but
okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Balance is good. We'll take that for now.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things. So an actual physical book, which again, because this was 2021 when you. Which I love, because I think some folks get away. I mean, I don't know too many people still reading newspapers, but there's, you can have actual paperback books or ebook.
No, paper book all day.
It's that real easy, paper book all day. Okay.
That is just like, it's convenient, I'm not gonna lie. Times I literally was at work with my phone reading a book, literally. I couldn't do that with a physical book though, so in certain spaces like that, it's convenient, but to feel whole and feel connected to the words, holding it feels different,
Absolutely. Tell our audience and folks and our viewers, what advice would you give to anyone watching right now? What advice would you give if they want to be an author, a poet, a rapper?
I would say anything that you're trying to do, movement is necessary. Movement is, you know what I mean?
I like that. Movement is necessary.
Yeah. You just get the moving and watch the results of moving, and then go back in the house, back in your shell, and reflect on what movement got you. I'm talking about the good movement, like trying to get to where you're trying to go. You can actually see the difference. So I would say movement is very, very important. But I'll also say when you go through like problems and stuff like that, and this is something that I had to work on, and to this day that I get excited. I get like, I'll be weird about it, like, oh yeah, you giving me a problem today, Lord? Okay, boom, this is what we doing. Got another hurdle today. You giving me something paying me for elevation. That's what you're doing. You getting me ready to jump over stuff. I gotta get out of the way for this. You keeping me moving. You keeping momentum in my life. Whether I'm going up in this trajectory, whether it's speed, whether I'm going around obstacles, God keeping me moving. So just stay moving and be mindful of your movement, and just know that it's for the betterment. When you're still and content and not fighting for life and not fighting for your goals, no matter what they are, you're going to get the results of that. You know, so that's super important. And one thing I will say, I'm gonna say this, and then we can wherever we want to go from there. But I realized that how you really, it may sound cliche, but how you feel about yourself, people gonna feel that about you too.
Mm.
And right here, right now, anybody's watching, if you feel like, when you feel like you ain't got no money in your pockets, and you probably really don't got no money in your pockets or whatever the case may be, but when you feel it and believe it with conviction, the people around you can already feel it in conviction.
Resonates. Yeah,
So if you don't believe in yourself, people know you don't believe in yourself, so I ain't ready to believe in you neither.
Yeah, facts.
I have nothing and believe in yourself, and people like, yo, all right, they coming. You know what I mean?
So
really yourself.
Okay, 2 questions that I always ask my guests. One, what does living a rich life mean to you?
Living a rich life to me, it means being in such a space where your perspective is that everything is top shelf, and it doesn't necessarily need to be top shelf. I can have on some Shacks right now from Walmart, but I'm so comfortable in my life that I feel so good. I'm so comfortable in my skin that this is a rich life. I'm living a lavish life as how I choose to find peace. So whatever my peace of mind may look like. So, you know, for me personally, you know, taking care of your family, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, taking care of your spirit, making sure that you're being authentic. You're not out here being biased. You're not lying to yourself to get by. You're not lying to society. You're not being no clown. You actually being real with yourself, whether you male, female, you actually being the best version of yourself. And that's living a rich life. Not it ain't got nothing to do with money. It's internal. Like I said earlier, it's in me, ain't on me. You know what I mean? So you guys are doing a great job. You guys are doing a great job with hey man. When you did the whole introduction, I said, man, I'm ready to interview him. This is good. Huh? Tell me more. I love this. You know.
Absolutely. That's what we do here. That's what we do. It's about, at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation. So what else do you have going on in terms of next steps? What can we expect from Polk?
So I'm really excited about my next children book. It's called Jasmine Learns How to Save. I'm super excited because one, you know, all my books, they have nothing but African American characters inside of it. All you're gonna see is melanin skin. That's what it's about. That's all we doing. You know what I mean? And long story short, I'm introducing my first beautiful young Black girl. I feel like this is something that, you know, the culture been wanting. You know what I mean? A lot of my books have been, you know, they've been giving off, you know, masculine energy. You know, so this is something I'm extremely excited about, and it's also teaching financial literacy, teaching young girls how to save. You know what I mean? We need all women in this headspace growing up. You know what I mean? We need young men in this headspace growing up. Like, we need to have this in our community. This is something that they need to be learning right now. They need to be saving their little quarters, saving their little dimes, and seeing what that do for them. It looking like, I got $5. How that happen, man? You've been saving. You know, so that's something for a 4-year-old or 5-year-old that be with their stay-at-home mom. That's something that, you know, that can really get them going. Like, wow, you know what I mean? How to really engage, and that's gonna stick with them for life. So I'm extremely excited about that project. And again, I'm working on a poetry book. My poetry book is called Young and Mindful. I know you heard young, dumb, and free. You know, a lot of people like to be young and dumb and then no. I like to be young and mindful right now. I'm gonna be young. I got my youth, but at the same time, I'm gonna be mindful about my youth. You know what I mean? So that's another project that I'm working on. So I have 3 books that's gonna be coming out. Jasmine Learns How to Save. Then I'll be coming out with Young and Mindful, and as well the self-help book called Fool's Gold, teaching people, you know, what type of things that we can say that we attach ourselves to that we think is precious, that has value. In actuality, it doesn't.
Okay,
you know,
that's what's up. I appreciate that.
Yes,
so
sir.
I definitely, for those that are just tuning in and watching and viewing, we are talking with Demarco Polk, aka Uncle Marco, author, poet, rapper, model, and motivational speaker. Marco, I want to thank you for joining.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Good conversation. I look forward to your new venture with the poetic stuff. Was it called The Sanctuary?
Sanctuary. Again, February 11th. It's going to be real nice, real vibrant. I think you should come, throw that stuff on because we dress to impress, you know what I mean? Like, we loving up on each other. It's one of those environments. So find me on Instagram. It's really Marco. T-A-S, really Marco, like Polo. Facebook, Marco X, Malcolm X. And it's going to be real nice. So at this event, I'm going to have poets, comedians, K-Rock, Snow. I got all types of artists coming out, rappers, singers. It's going to be real nice. So I'm looking for it.
All right. Well, thanks for joining. And I will definitely be, I will put that on my calendar.
Yes, sir.
And come and check it out.
Hey, get the tickets in advance. People standing up last time. Marco sold out house. I don't play. You get them tickets in advance.
I got you.
You take it easy, champ. I appreciate you.
No doubt. All right, folks. There you have it. We were speaking with Demarco Polk. Again, author, poet, rapper, wearing many hats, and there's nothing wrong with that. Our next guest here on Living a Rich Life, well, she is known for helping people reach their health and fitness goals. She is passionate about a healthier lifestyle and will transform your body and influence your mind to make conscious decisions when it comes to your health. Please welcome the architect of supreme fitness training and personal trainer, Miss Tanya Gibson. Take yourself off mute, baby girl. You're on mute, Queen. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
I can hear you. I always do that. I'm sorry.
No.
Hi, how are you?
I am better than amazing. How about yourself?
Good. Same here. I feel great. I am really good. I'm feeling strong and healthy.
That's well, every time I see you, you look strong and healthy and lovely.
Thank you.
In no specific order, but you're always a class act when I see you out. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
So tell us, what got you into fitness training first and foremost? That's what I want to know.
It's funny because it actually was a mistake. So my son was training me. And in the midst of him training me, he got busy. I started training myself. People started to like my results. And they were like, hey, can you train me? I like your results. And I'm like, I'm not a fitness trainer. I'm a health coach. Because at the time, I was taking classes to get certified in health coaching. So I'm like, no, I don't do the training side. But there was one person, I said, okay, I'm going to try this. And in 30 days, she looks different. And I was like, oh, I'm good at this. so hey, why not? Let's do it. So I quit my job and this is what I do.
Absolutely. Because, I've seen, and my team, we've done some research, and the reviews are just, I won't say unbelievable. They're believable, and you can see it. You can really see it. And I think that's key with folks working out. So what type of fitness training do you do? I mean, there's so much stuff, right? Tell us.
Yeah, so I do strength training. I like weights because weights will help you burn all day. And plus, I want people to not just, transform. I want them to get stronger. And while the body's getting strong, the mind is getting strong. So strength training, I like to do HIIT workouts. I'm not a big get on the treadmill and run type person. Because for me, if I'm going to hire a trainer, give me something I can't do on my own. I don't want you to watch me on the treadmill. And that would be boring for me. So for me, we're going to get in here and do the HIIT workouts, the strength training. And when we do cardio, it's manual cardio.
I never thought about that, right? Because again, do something. If I'm going to pay you, do something that I can't do on myself. So again, I think there's the motivating factor, because that's part of it, having someone help you be motivated, right?
Exactly. They're with you saying 10 more, 5 more. Because if you're by yourself, you're going to stop, But that trainer is not supposed to just be looking at you on the treadmill. It's like, you can't really motivate me on the treadmill anyways. So, give me something I can learn and take from these sessions and do on my own.
So how do you keep your clients motivated? right? So I know you teach group classes,
Yeah.
and you also teach individual classes, right? Tell us how you keep your clients motivated.
So I always tell my clients that don't focus on motivation, focus on discipline. So I'm here to teach you discipline and new habits. The motivation is actually going to come from the other people in that group. Because it's funny, they look at me for motivation at first. They look at me and I'm like, okay, that it changes very fast. They like, she got her results. I'm sitting here dying on the floor. So now they look into the next person like, oh, this is my partner. And they're like, oh, you got two more. You know, I can do it with you. So they become motivation for each other. And that's why I like to do it as a group. Everybody there has something that they want to work on, even if it's big or small. So it's one goal, one main goal for the whole group, to just stay focused and get the work done. So they become each other's motivation, which I love.
That's what's up. I tell you, I learned so much on these shows when I have my guests, because again, I never really thought about like that, the group session and those other individuals are actually motivated. Because again, I mean, you look phenomenal, and again, you have your results that you want.
Right.
What are some myths that you hear when it comes to working out and nutrition?
That is a good one. So my myths for myself, they may be personal things, they may not be what other people believe. So myths for me, the biggest one, and I see trainers saying this, you can eat whatever you want and still get the body you want. No way. There's no way. There's no way that you can get, if you're eating whatever you want, 9 times out of 10, you don't have that mind capacity to think, to do other things that's gonna move you forward or higher. So eating is the biggest thing. So if someone says, you can eat what you want, that's a red flag. That means they're gonna be training you forever because your diet's gonna be off. So you're not gonna get the results you want physically. So me, I focus on nutrition. Second thing that's a big, big myth is moderation. I hate the word. Oh, you can have this just in moderation. If this person knew moderation, they wouldn't be sitting in front of you. So you can't give a person that doesn't have discipline yet a word like moderation. Because what's moderation? Eat till I'm full, eat till I think it's enough. You know what I mean? So I do away with all that. I'm like, nope, change it. Change your habits.
Oh man, I'm learning some stuff today, because I like to eat. And
I do too. But the thing is this, right? So I like to have relationships that are loving, not just with people, with food. So when people come to me, oh, but I love chicken, show me where it loved you back. Show me. Because I love strawberries, and I can show you where strawberries are loving me all over. Blueberries, strawberries, everything. So when you have that relationship, you want that full circle. Everybody's loving each other. You're not just loving the food and it's treating you horrible, giving you diseases, all types of stuff. So I say, change your eating. It's going to be a process. It's not something that you would just overnight say, okay, I want a great body, I'm not eating that anymore. But you have to push for that. You have to push for change. Without change, there is no change.
Okay, that's something we believe in here on Be Exposed Radio, is change. We are believers in change. So were you ever overweight?
I was never overweight, but I had things about myself that I did not like. And I was the type of person that would maybe be on vacation in Miami and see somebody in a swimsuit like, wow, her body is fire. And I would want that. I would wish I had that, but I was doing no work for it. So for me, I like to say I looked average. And when I use the word average, I tell my clients, if you walk in a room and it's 100 women, how do you stand out from these 100 women? Me, I already know how I stand out. Like they already say, my personality, no, you're just walking in. When I walk in, I'm about to look like self-love. I'm about to look like a person that takes care of themselves, a person who cares about what they eat, about their physical appearance. So I know I'm going to stand out immediately. I don't even have to open my mouth. So, things like that I didn't like, I wanted to change to things that I not just liked, I loved.
Nice. And I have to say, you gave the example of, you see you go to Miami, you see a body, and for me, it's just the opposite. I will see a man that has a big ass stomach just looks a hot mess. Because again, my doctor says I'm overweight, but to hell with him. I would see that and be like, I don't want to look like that versus, you know, hey, well, yeah, cats be cut. I want to get more defined. And my daughter, I know she's probably watching because she was like, oh, I saw this on IG, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I know this person. We kind of in the same circle, and then I reached out to you, so you can definitely believe we're gonna get on the books because she's been trying to get me to work out. That's what daughters.
Yeah, because listen, if you see that man and he has that belly, and you're like, I don't want to look like that, you're doing the same thing I was doing. You're just wishing.
Right.
Because you have to take the precautions to not look like that. It kind of, not you, but in general, it saddens me about our community because we're not so educated in things. We do the exact same things. And time has changed so much, and so much information. It's so many different ways to do things, but we still repeat the same things and get the same results. Like, there's no way we should still be talking about high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes. Like, how?
Yes.
We just really shouldn't. So,
I understand.
Getting everybody healthy.
Oh, I love that. So let's talk about that. As I mentioned, tell us about your Supreme Fitness training course. Tell us about that.
Yes. Let's talk about that. That excites me. So right now we are doing a 30-day boot camp. With that 30-day boot camp, you would get 30 days of workouts to do at home, but they're on a calendar, so you basically do them scheduled. So then also you would get 4 weeks of meal plan. Your meals are planned out, recipes, pictures, everything is included. This is all done through our app. We have a Supreme Fitness app. My son is my partner, Fit Supreme. His name is Andrew, and he's awesome. He is awesome. So that's my partner. The boot camp, we're taking a limited amount of people, but this isn't like my normal online training. But with this also comes 2 live trainings per week. So you're going to get your workouts for 5 days, your meal plan for the whole 30 days, and then you're going to get 2 live trainings on Zoom with me and my son.
Okay.
So, and the app, all of this is done through the app. So.
And we can, and so for those that are just joining, we are talking with personal trainer Tanya Gibson. We are talking health, we are talking nutrition, we are talking all things Supreme Fitness, and we were talking about her online training course. So if you tell us, how can folks follow you, find you, and sign up for the Supreme Fitness class before we continue?
Absolutely, because I want everybody to find me. Find me on Instagram at Supreme Fitness. I also am Supreme Fitness Online, and I am It's Great to Be Me. So all of them, follow all of those pages, please, and support. Save my workouts, try them, tag me in them. I love that.
Okay, nice. So how often do you work out?
Me, honestly, a lot. I would probably say like 6 days a week.
6 days a week?
Yes, and it's not even purposely. Honestly, I really just love it so much. I want to include, though, for people that's listening, that is not something you have to do. Sufficient workouts are like three times a week.
3 times a week?
Obtain the results that you want. I would push for more, but I'm actually right now trying to fulfill some goals. So I'm really pushing myself and trying to take it to that next limit and doing more.
When you push yourself some goals, Tanya, I've seen you out. What is that a maintain point now, right? Does it?
Oh, no. So that's where people get it mistaken. It never gets to a maintain point. It's always something else to work on, something else to strive for, especially in fitness, because now that you got this, it's like, oh, wow, I wonder if I can get that. And now you want to push yourself to see if you can, which you can. And then you're just going to try the next thing. It's always something to work on.
Okay, all right. I'm convinced. I'm convinced.
Definitely.
I'm convinced, and I'm inspired. I will say that. Question for you, which I ask all my guests: what would you say is your superpower?
You know what? It's so crazy because at this point in my mid-40s, I am still unlocking them. And for right now, I'm going to say that it is love. It's love because a lot of people use the word, they throw it around, but everything I do is in love. Everything I say is in love. I am love, literally. So for me, it's just showing love. And when I show love, I receive it back. Everything for me is love.
Yeah, I will say your energy is always right. When you know, it's been a while since I've seen you out, but
right, I haven't seen you either in a while.
You know, but and when I do, I definitely say it's been nothing but love. I have a question that one of my folks, my team members, they wanted me to make sure I ask this question. So can you share with us a time you had to work with a difficult client, and what was that like?
You know, it's so weird because I've never really had a difficult client. I do believe that you attract what you are. So I don't even want to use the word blessed because I don't normally, but I'm going to say it. I've been blessed.
Fortunate.
I mean, because it's not for me to bless myself. So, but I've been blessed to have clients that, oh my God, that I love. I really haven't had one. If I feel like they are going to be difficult, and in my mind, what difficult is not following my diet plan. So I don't care if you do the work, I don't care, whatever you do. If you have not changed your diet, then you are difficult. You are doing yourself a disservice and you're paying me for nothing. So that I would call difficult, but I get that on track right away. But if I notice that this person doesn't have the results that they should have within a certain time, I'm like, so let's talk about your food.
Yeah, I'm sitting there looking because the results that you have are, I mean, it's I don't want to say it's crazy to me.
That's how I feel. I look at them sometimes like, wait, get back on the scale. And I love that because you know why? It's more than their body changing. Their mind is changing. Their mind is changing. That confidence is going through the roof. They feel different about everything. And now they're confident in everything they do.
Yes, and that's what's up. So I want to share again for those that's just tuning in and watching, we are talking with personal trainer Tanya Gibson. We're talking supreme fitness. And I think just the term in itself, right? Fitness, because again, you're talking about not just your body, but you're talking about your mind. Some of the comments, Tanya takes her time and explains every workout. She makes working out fun and worthwhile. She is very professional as well as personable. I definitely look forward to the next session. I mean, Tanya is very professional and knowledgeable. She takes her time to listen and understand what your personal goals are. Everything is tailored to you. The best and most uplifting trainer I have ever had. She really cares. These are actual comments from your clients.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, this is amazing. And again, I've seen some of the pictures. I'd be like, oh my gosh. And that's why my daughter, she was very adamant. So we will be doing a daddy-daughter.
Yes, let's do it.
Connecting, so you'll be quick to see. You'll be like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I know that guy. That's something else. That is something else, and to have that impact. Let me ask you. So, what do you do yoga?
I do, not like on a level where I used to go to hot yoga classes, but I haven't been in a while, but yoga is very relaxing and very good. I really should do it more because one of my goals is flexibility. So I should do it more.
How do you support your clients outside of their workouts, right? Because you mentioned again, they're probably doing themselves a disservice if they're not following the food plan that you put together. And I think I might have been a culprit of that at one point in time. But how do you support your clients outside of their workouts?
I literally ask all my clients what they do when they join. I always ask what they do because I want to know if it is something that I can support. So, you know, if they are a massage therapist, I'm going to them. You know what I mean? If they do lashes, that's my new lash tech, you know, but I don't switch automatically. But if these are my clients that have been coming to me, then but whatever they have, I try to support them. Especially if they have their own business, I definitely, you know, whatever they have, whether I can use it or not, I support them.
Tanya, you sound like me.
Right.
No, real. I mean, it's real.
I know how that is, though. You know what I mean? You start in your business, because I'm still new into this business. I love it so much, but I'm still new into it. I'm still learning a lot of things. But one thing that I have learned, that support will take you so far. Like just that support behind you, you're like, oh, okay, I got support. I can do this. So I like to give people that feeling, the same feelings I would like to have.
Absolutely. As I like to shouts out to my producer, Monty, because some days I just don't feel like doing it. But I know when I talk to him and he makes things happen, I call him the magician.
Yes, and those are the people you keep around.
Exactly. I will co-sign on that every day, twice a day when it comes to my guy. So tell us what's next? What's next for Tanya Gibson and Supreme Fitness?
Oh my God, everything. I want to connect with other trainers. That's the big thing that I want to do, to have like huge boot camps. I've been looking for a building. I'm still in the process of trying to find a building, because the thing about where I train right now, it used to be my assisted living. And during COVID, I shut down my assisted living and turned it into fitness, because I felt like people need this.
So Tanya, I'm sorry, Tanya, I because look, Monty, I have this conversation with Monty, right? So we was in the station, we was in the studio, COVID hit. Monty always tells me to get over it. We're gonna figure out something else. We're not going back into the station. Listen. I just had to, I'm sorry, please continue. But that is real, this pandemic.
Yeah, so I turned it into fitness, and that was it. I've been going ever since. So I'm looking for a building. When I find a building, opening a gym, I want to have bigger classes. I want to have more like that 5 a.m., that 6 a.m., that early rising stuff, those late classes. So I want to revamp and do a lot of things different, but I gotta find that building first, which I know I'm going to find. And whatever else comes my way, because I already know that there are some great things coming my way. I'm just waiting on it.
Yeah, I can feel it too. So what advice would you give our audience on how to stay active and in shape during this pandemic, since we're talking about these changes? What advice would you give our audience to stay active?
Right, couple things. First thing is join my 30-day boot camp. You do not have to leave your home, shameless plug. You do not have to leave your home. And I will be training you through your computer. After this session with you, I will have a training online. So it feels like I'm right there with those people. I love it. I can still look at them, correct their form. I have partners that stand here and actually do the workout, so you can see the workout being done. And I'm watching you to check, make sure you're doing it correctly. Next thing is join my online classes. So that's the boot camp. My online is Tuesday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Third thing is move. Get to move and move around, especially if you have a desk job. If you have a desk job, get up from your desk. Take a break, not just a bathroom break. Take a break and walk around. Get up, stretch, actually do some stretches, real stretches. You can Google it. So it's a lot of things you can do to stay active. In your house is equipment. Water bottles, gallons of water, all of that stuff is equipment to me. That's all I see. So there are tons of ways. You have steps in your house, there's your treadmill.
Shoot, do I have steps in my house? Good God.
Yep. So listen, it was during the pandemic when I had moved all my equipment here, and I didn't have a lot of equipment at home. I was doing the steps. I was like, I have to get it in, and the gyms were closed down. It was just like, oh my God, this is like a little panic for me, because I love to work out. I made it work.
Okay, that makes sense. Another question that I ask my guests, it's just a standard question. What does living a rich life mean to you?
Living a rich life for me is living a life with no boundaries and living a life with freedom. Not even the richness in that word for me is not the money. It's the freedom that comes from that money. So just having a rich, fulfilled life with love, finances, no boundaries in my world. That's a rich life for me. Stress-free.
Absolutely. See, and it all, so again, living a rich life is about 6 principles. It's about good health, as we're talking about here now, right? Supreme fitness, good health, strong relationships,
Yes.
right? Folks, hey, love. You give out love, you get love in return, a lot of support. There is that financial freedom. That is definitely a thing. You can't move away from that. That is being able to do what you want when you want.
Right.
You set goals, you achieve things that you want to achieve. And then there's extraordinary experiences.
Yes.
And then at the end of the day, you find a way to give it back. So, again, folks understanding that it's not just about dollars, but there is that part of it that is, for me, good health is number one.
Number one, because without it, you can't do anything else.
That's what they say. That's exactly what we say. So we're gonna lighten it up a little bit. Not that it was tense, but there's a game that I call either or.
Okay.
In which it's gonna stick around to, staying with the fitness and things of that nature. What you put in your body, nutrition, all that good stuff. So without further ado, either or, tea or coffee.
Tea.
Okay, I didn't think you was a coffee drinker. Morning person or a night owl?
Morning, AM with the sun. I wake up with Jesus.
Don't sleep.
Yeah, I can envision that.
My client is in the background like, rich people don't sleep. You always say that.
Well, this is true. This is true. Shower or bath?
Shower. My
Quick.
time is limited.
Yes. See, that's what I say too. That's what I say too. Oh goodness. So I don't know if I got this. They told me. So free weights versus I guess those all hooked up to a machine.
Machine free weights for sure.
Now, is one better than the other?
For me, I think free weights are. The other ones, the machines, they're kind of helping you a little bit. You know what I mean? They're still good, but they're helping you a little bit. Those free weights, when they're in your hand, that's all you. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, that I guess makes sense because if you drop it, yeah, boom. But okay, I'll sign up. I got a couple of free words that I'm gonna dust off now. I think I'm gonna dust off. I'm definitely gonna dust off.
Okay, listen. You might as well.
Well, we're gonna get started.
Knock them out.
Yeah, we're gonna get started. That's a real thing. That is definitely a real thing. Do you ever get any criticism surrounding, what you're doing? I mean, again, you're extremely fit, and I'm just trying to understand. Do you ever get any criticism about, this ain't working for me, and what's your thoughts on just the workout criticism that some people?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm not making this up now, am I? I mean,
no. I totally understand, but no, I don't. And if a person were to say this is not working for me, because I know people say everything don't work for everybody.
Right.
Fitness actually does work for everybody, but you have to work it. So if they said this isn't working for me, cool. Sit down and list out what you've done to make it work. And tell me what you're eating, because I got to know what's not working. I've been doing this not even a long time, but I know it works.
How long have you been doing this?
3 years.
3 years, okay.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yes, 3 years.
And forever to go. I love it so much.
Yes, I've heard that. Some little birdie told me that you love doing this.
I do.
Nice. So I know you have a class. And again, so Tuesdays and Wednesdays, share with everyone again how they can get a hold of you, how they can sign up for your class, and before we close it out.
Okay. So my classes are Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. They're Zoom classes. The link is in my bio, and it's Great to Be Me or Supreme Fitness. In both of those bios, my website is www.supreme-fit.com. That's it. Supreme-fit.com. You should be able to put Supreme Fitness. I think I'm moving up in the Google world. So if you search me, just go right on my website and you literally book it. The class is $12. It's only $12 and it's a 45-minute class and it's a lot of fun. Yes, it's a real workout.
And you are limiting the number of folks
No, not for that. That
Not for
is
that.
up to 100 people can come into that class because that's
Okay.
on Zoom. But the training, the one-on-one training and the boot camp, that's more like you have to submit your pictures, your measurements. It's more detailed, more in depth.
Yeah, I saw that, like before and after pictures. And
Yes, yes. And my client just lost 11.5 pounds in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
oh, that's
Definitely did a big diet change. So she cut out meat and she just
Are
went
you
straight.
are you
I'm vegan.
a vegan?
Yes.
Now that's different from a pescatarian.
Right. Pescatarians eat fish. I don't eat any dairy or any meat.
Any dairy or any meat.
Yeah.
Oh. You see, I'm processing.
I know. I saw you. You're like,
Huh.
yeah, nothing that had a heartbeat or limbs like me that could have kids like me. Not none of that. No flesh.
That's
I used to though. I used to.
You used to. So you changed that.
I had a bad experience with meat in 2014, so I went pescatarian. And then my son convinced me to go vegan, and I did 3 years ago and never looked back. And now I could not imagine consuming meat. So now all I eat is food.
Wait a minute. All you eat is food.
Right, yeah. Because obviously food is grown, the animal is born. So
Ooh.
definitely couldn't be food.
No, I'm going to say, I used to think I'm a pretty smart person, but now I got to rethink that. She said food, now I eat food versus, that's.
Yeah. And eating food, you will get all that good nutrition from your body. I mean, from the food into your body.
Yeah,
and you feel so different. I promise you, the one thing I can say is I have a lot more energy. I used to be so tired all the time. I would wake up tired.
Okay.
When I turned 40, that's one of the things I did. I was like, I am going vegan. No, basically, that's when I was trying to go vegan. I was vegetarian. But after that, straight vegan. So it's been 3 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to learn something today for those that's tuning in and watching. Hopefully,
and my whole family is vegan.
The whole family is vegan.
My whole family is vegan. My husband, my kids, my grandkids. Yeah. We made it a family thing.
One step at a time. That's what I say. One step at a time.
And we all did it at different times.
Okay. What are some of the best exercises someone can do if there's no time to go to the gym, right? Because again, you said for folks that have, sitting at a desk all the time, most of the time, and just taking breaks to go to a restroom or whatever. I've seen some exercises you can do in chairs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you are at work, squats is good. Of course, you can do a lot of upper body things with your arms. But if you are at home, I would suggest sit-ups, push-ups, squats, just those 3 things alone. They're all full body exercises. And if I had to add cardio in there, I would throw in, oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. What is it, Manisha, when we jump up? Boom. Burpees. Burpees. I would throw in burpees.
Oh, so you have a client there?
Yeah, she's my client and she's my partner. So for the 7, while I'm teaching, she's actually doing it. So I actually had to hire her because I needed her all the time. So I was like, listen, I need you. She's my client though, but she is a amazing transformation. Like she looks completely different.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. We're talking here on Living a Rich Life Talk Show and Be Exposed Radio. We have Tanya Gibson, personal trainer, Supreme Fitness. She's about to get it in,
I am, yes.
If I knew that, I should have made this interview live and came.
Okay. That would have been dope.
But this time we'll do that for another time and make it happen. So I appreciate your time.
Yes, thanks for having me.
This was fun, and honestly, I've learned. All of my guests, I usually learn something, but I've learned a lot. Considering good health is the #1 element of living a rich life, and you definitely have opened my ears to some things. So
happy I could do that.
Yes, it got me over here like food versus now. Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to have me a hamburger.
Oh my goodness, come on, Rich.
No, I'm just playing. I have changed my diet, Tanya.
That's good.
I have, so I'm baby steps, as I like to say, and my daughter, she seems to be advocating for me to start working out. So we're gonna do a little walking Saturday.
Sure drinking a lot of water. And you know what? I just want to say a lot of people don't go to the bathroom regularly either. And they think it's fine. I talk to my clients, I'll be like, how many times you number two? Oh, once a day. Oh, the other day. I'm like, you know, you're constipated, right? Like, what the? So yeah, that's why our people really need to be educated on stuff like that. Because if your baby didn't make a bowel movement, you would call the doctor. But when it's you, you're like, oh, I guess I'm fine. No, you're actually not.
And so now that you didn't open up that can of worms, right? You're educating us. How often should you do that?
At least 4 times a day, 3 or 4 times a day. Especially if you're eating, like people feed their dog and take their dog out to poop. Why is your dog's system different from yours? You don't think you should be pooping after you consumed food? Definitely. So what happens is you eat that food, your body grabs the nutrients from it, the rest is waste. It got to come out, but if it's not coming out, where is it?
Wow.
Still there. I probably go.
Exactly.
I probably go all day.
Did you hear my producer, your Monty?
No.
Oh, Monty, Tanya, Monty.
Hi, Monty.
I said exactly.
Yes, like you have to go, and people be having guts. Like they be small people. Like, oh, I just want to lose this stomach. I'm like, take a poop. Sorry. Like you need to take a poop. Like you need to drink some water. You need turmeric or ginger tea every AM with a whole lime squeezed in it. Every AM, every PM. You will start to go to the bathroom. Spinach twice a day. Frozen spinach. Season it up twice a day. You're going to go to the bathroom. Those foods are made to do what our body needs because they're actually food. It goes with what the creator did for us. Us, food, it all works together.
And with that said, I'm going to drop the mic. There you have it, folks. Today was a great, so stick around right quick for a minute, Tanya.
I will, yep. Thanks for having me, Rich. It was great.
Yes, there you have it, folks. This is, as I call Living a Rich Life closing remarks. I want to thank our first guest, Demarco Polk, for joining and sharing his story. Author, poet, rapper, motivational speaker. He has a lot of good things, so be sure to follow him. And, Tanya Gibson, she just dropped some gems on me. I'm usually not lost for words. I could talk a dog off a meat wagon. But she dropped some gems, and hopefully folks will take the time to follow her, support her in her journey as she keeps us healthy. I'm sold, and definitely will be in touch, and we'll be signing up for Supreme Fitness, me and my daughter. So, and you are actually my second fitness expert, and I'm gonna call you an expert, that have been on my show. Shouts out to my guy, Troy Blackwell, another good fitness personal trainer. He was just too far. And you know what? I didn't do what I was supposed to do from a fitness standpoint. So you co-signed on what he was saying. So.
Oh yeah, okay.
At the end of the day. So again, folks, I thank you for watching. I thank you for tuning in. Yeah. Again, thank you, Uncle Marco. Thank you, Tanya, for sharing your story. Absolutely. If you have an inspiring story to tell, contact us, beexposedradio.com, and you can contact me directly at livingarich.life.net. Hit the link that says contact us. Until next week, I'm inspired for good health. Continue to be inspired to live a rich life. Once again, this is Rich James saying good night. Thank you for tuning in to beexposedradio.com. Until next week, stay healthy.
That was great. I was so nervous. That was so